What's up, everybody? So once again, we're talking about hate speech legislation in Ireland, of course. Today we got a brand new video from Gripped Media. This one is titled "A Really Dangerous Crackdown" by Michael Shellenberger, shocked at Ireland's hate speech legislation. So I did some Googling, and this guy is basically like an American author, kind of like a reporter type of guy. So this one should be very interesting. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys all think. Much love to my beautiful Irish people, like I say in every single video, because most of the views that I get in all these videos are from Ireland. And actually some of the views are actually from the UK as well. So let's see exactly what this guy is talking about.
The censorship law that Ireland may pass is the most draconian censorship initiative anywhere in the world right now. The idea that the police could go into people's homes and read their computers and read what's on their phones and even confiscate them, take them to jail if they refuse. This is out of the dark ages. This is not something that we would expect from a modern, progressive country like Ireland. So I was very delighted to come here and speak out against this, try to understand what's happening. I spent a couple hours this morning interviewing people on the street, and what I discovered is that very few people that we interviewed had even heard of this law. And even the people that had heard of it had no idea that it would empower the police to invade people's homes. So I think there's something really pathological about censorship. I think there's something wrong with you if you want to silence your fellow citizen. Yeah. And we need to speak out against that. And we need to remind ourselves why free speech is the foundation for our civilized societies.
Yeah, guys, 100%. Like, very well spoken and very well said. You know, he said that people can just go into your home and just read your messages and text, which I wouldn't even care. I mean, it's like whatever. But at the same time, guys, it's like, that's the foundation of the freedoms, guys. You know, privacy and able to have, you know, private homes and stuff like that. People now are just able to come in if you say something insulting. And, you know, this goes for everyone, guys. This doesn't just go for people like making videos on YouTube. This goes for every single person in the street. If you say something to somebody and they find it insulting, then they can just run into your house, check all your stuff. Bro, it's actually kind of, like, I wouldn't even care. But the thing is, guys, like, if they take your stuff, like, I don't own anything, like, I have nothing in my name, so good luck with that. But at the same time, guys, it's like, they can take your freedom, like, they can put you in jail for making a joke. You know, it's insane, guys. And most people aren't committing crimes on their laptops or their phones. Like, most people watching this, everyone watching this wouldn't really be committing crimes like fraud, crazy other crimes, you know, very nefarious crimes, let's say. But at the same time, guys, you kind of just want that freedom to, you know, have a little bit of your own stuff, guys, and able to, you know, not be flipping imposed by the flipping government, you know.
I mean, this is a law that could result in the imprisonment of innocent people, of people expressing their free speech. It opens itself up to an abuse of power. We know that many politicians are very narcissistic and they don't like to be criticized. Yeah. So imagine them then sending the police to go and confiscate the telephones and the computers of their political opponents. That's
insane, guys. Now, short of like sending a death threat, which obviously isn't good, but at the same time, to me, I get death threats sometimes on the internet. It's like, what does it matter? I've never been even, no one's ever even said anything to me about my channel in real life. Like, nobody's even, so it's all fake, guys. Most of the internet is fake. So when politicians are so sensitive, they're really narcissistic. They don't like being insulted, guys. And everyone knows people and friends that they've had that are really narcissistic as well. And these people are just completely just control freaks. And none of the people in my past that are actually like real narcissists and crazy and really insulting, none of them have social media. They don't have an Instagram, or they don't use it. They don't have a Facebook. They don't have Twitter. They don't have anything, guys, because they're the biggest egos. The people that you see not posting to the internet are the people with the biggest egos. These people cannot fathom being critiqued by other people, you know. And I don't care, guys. You can comment what you want on my channel. I love it. Freedom over here. County Gains Freedom Network, we're going to call it over here.
All of that would be legal under this law. And so what you're talking about is a really dangerous crackdown. It's really the destruction both of free speech and of democracy, because you're talking about potentially criminalizing necessary political speech that people need to be able to share. The other thing I was going to say is that the way that we reduce hatred is through dialogue, is through conversation. No society ever in human history has reduced prejudice or hatred through censorship.
Yeah, I always say this, guys. Once the talking stops, the violence starts. That the fighting and the action starts. So if you can talk out your problems, maybe if you shout at the guy, insult the guy, You know what I mean? You can talk smack to the person, but then you kind of resolve the situation like that. Once you stop talking, that's when the fight starts.
Censorship has only been used as a means to oppress. It's never been used as a means to liberate. Free speech is often the first thing that marginalized groups demand and get in the march towards freedom. And we need to remind people that we don't help anybody by trying to silence the people we disagree with.
And obviously you're here from the States, you have a huge platform in America. One of the things we've seen, I think it's fair to say, is that this law and this discussion around free speech in Ireland has actually driven a lot of international coverage, a lot of international attention has been received.
And I want to say this as well, guys, because people say, oh, why are they always talking about America? And I love America. It's in certain ways, guys, in certain things that they do, right? Their politics are insanely corrupt as well, same as here, let's be honest. But they don't like politicians and people here in Ireland, especially the people on on the left and people that don't really like these. They want draconian laws, and they want this craziness, they want this lack of freedom. They hate hearing about the U.S. Why is that, guys? Because the U.S. liberty and freedom for all. We have this freedom of speech, which obviously, guys, they don't uphold that to the highest degree at the same time. But people here hate that, guys. They hate that freedom of speech. We don't even have that in our Constitution, guys. We don't even have that in our Constitution. How crazy is that? And they hate when they hear that a country like the U.S., which is much more powerful, much more people as well, they hate hearing that, guys. The people here that just hate America. I used to grow up with people that, I hate America. I always wondered, why do they hate the U.S. so much? And I obviously don't like the U.S. for multiple reasons, the globalists and things like that. But at the same time, guys, the freedoms and stuff like that, that certain things that, that they hate here, it's actually hilarious.
I'm sure for you that's an indication of how worrying this law is perceived to be from a lot of people.
Well, it was really thanks to Gripped Media that we heard about this. We saw that Ben Scallon had been asking tough questions of the Prime Minister, of different senators. None of us knew about it. We really didn't believe it because most of us think that Irish are some of the friendliest, kindest people in the world. So we were shocked to learn that they were seriously considering this kinds of legislation.
Yeah, guys, I hate to be this bearer of bad news to my beautiful Irish people, but they take that kindness for weakness and then they just screw us. People don't understand, man. All the friendliest people. Bro, yeah, we're friendly, but we have to stand up for ourselves as well, guys. You know what I mean? Don't just roll over and flip and, accept everything. Jesus, this is unbelievable, guys. They take that friendliness and they use it and they abuse it. Used and abused, guys. That's what it is.
It seemed like something out of the Spanish Inquisition or something out of the Dark Ages. We created a star chamber to judge people for their views. And so we were shocked by it when we read more about it and learned about the bill and spoke with people in Ireland. We realized it was true that this was seriously being considered. It had already passed the Parliament, was going to the Senate. So we knew we had to do our part to help. Americans, we have many Irish people in the United States. The immigrants came from Ireland for over the last century. So we have a deep affection for the Irish people. Many of us visit Ireland as tourists. Many Irish come to the United States. So we really do feel that brotherly and sisterly love. And so we felt an obligation to join our friends here.
Yeah, like I said, guys, the people here, some people hate, they're not Irish. Well, you know why that is, guys. I'll let you all figure that out, I'll let you all figure that out because I'll tell you why that is, guys. You know what I mean? They hate this sort of camaraderie that we have with a powerful country like the US that could stop bullshit that's happening in this country. They hate it, guys. Whenever I hear someone saying, I hate this, they think they're American. They think American people think they're Irish, bro. I know why they're saying that, guys. Deep down, it's a deep hatred because they know that, they're not, they're it's not a sort of a political correctness type of thing where they are imposing, they're just saying, or saying something like you're, Irish people wouldn't be so sensitive to where they say, oh, you're mocking the culture saying you're Irish. That's not what it is. It's a deep-rooted hatred because they don't want anything that they want over there. They want the people to be just flipping, slaves over here, honestly.
And speak out about this.
Have you seen similar attempts to criminalize speech in America as well?
Yeah, in the United States, we have very strong free speech protections in our First Amendment of the Constitution, but we have seen the rise of a censorship industrial complex that was working secretly behind the scenes to demand censorship of disfavored views by Twitter and Facebook and other social media platforms, by NGOs with close ties to the government. And there's now a big case that is almost certainly going to go to the Supreme Court where the attorneys general from Missouri and Louisiana sued the Biden White House for the Biden administration's pressure on social media companies to censor individuals. So that's now in the courts. We're hoping for a big victory, but ultimately we have to change hearts and minds, because I think there's just a lot of intolerance in the people that want to censor. They are often quite privileged people that don't like the discomfort of having people disagree with them.
Yeah,
and so
that's the first thing they did in 1939, in Germany. They said censor everything. We're creating the news now. It's scary stuff, man. This is scary stuff, bro.
I think it's a kind of narcissistic rage or a kind of antisocial disorder that they want to shut down these different voices.
Literally.
You are a very high-profile journalist. For you, what is the importance of having independent media, which is not state-funded and is there to create an alternative platform for people?
I don't think you can get the truth anymore from the mainstream media, whether it's state-funded or corporate-funded. It's all about the small, independent, scrappy media companies like Gript or like Public, our Substack publication.
Or like County Gains News Network, reacting to this stuff, educating the people what's going on. And like I said, guys, RT News, they only get like a million views on their monthly YouTube channel. On their shows, they get less views, a lot less views on their actual TV shows. Gript get nearly the exact same, about 100,000 views less. So Gript are pretty much the same as RT, but Gript actually only have one channel. RT have a branch of channels. RT News gets very, very little actual views. I get 800,000 views a month, 700,000 views for my long form content. So we're like the mainstream media, me, Gript Media, and they're kind of like the deflectors. They're kind of like the people that are kind of coming in, and they're like the grippy, small people trying to come at us, guys. Especially in relation to how long they've been around for. I've been making this channel for 2 years. I'm getting more views on these videos than most of their views on their channel. So, and only like a couple months I've been making the political videos. So, it's completely different, guys. Completely different. They're like the flipping, people coming in and trying to, scratch at our heels now, and it's, they don't like that, unfortunately.
People have to have desire to get to the truth. You can't get to the truth by letting the truth come to you. You have to go out and get it. You have to go out and ask the hard questions. You have to go and get the data. You have to go read the responses like Ben Scallon did. That's true journalism. True investigative journalism is assertive, it's proactive, it's aggressive, it's disagreeable. It doesn't accept what we're being told. So really you can't get the truth unless you get it from independent media. And that's why people need to support independent media. Consider making your donation to independent media, because it's hard to get the facts from the corporate media. They distort the facts, they advocate censorship. So for me, much more important to support independent media right now than to support some NGO, many of which are funded by billionaires who don't live in Ireland, who don't care about Ireland, and are persecuting and prosecuting a particular political agenda.
Finally,
I love that, guys. And we have a new term now in Ireland called this NGO industrial complex, which is crazy. I only heard it very recently, where they're basically funding these things that we don't want here. They don't live here. We don't know who gives the money for them. It's absolutely insane, guys. We haven't had stuff like this before, only the last few years, you know what I mean? Crazy stuff. And yeah, consider donating to my channel. Sign up for my Patreon. You can also donate to me on my channel. Check my description down below if you want to support me. I'm going to be putting out these videos every single day. If people want these news network shows, I will put out these videos every single day. So make sure to return every day, guys.
Do you have a message for our Irish lawmakers who are behind this law, who have pushed this legislation? Would you have a message for them?
Well, I think they need to know that the world is watching them. People know who Helen McEntee is at this point. We know that she's the Justice Minister of Ireland. We also see heroes like Senator Keegan, who are speaking out, speaking for free speech. And so we're paying attention. I don't think Americans have paid this much attention to Ireland in a very long time. And I think we're waiting for the Irish people to rise up and speak out for free speech. We're on the side of the ones that want open dialogue, open disagreement, not this secretive government police kind of home invasion approach to dealing with disagreement.
I love that, guys. I love that. This kind of open, free speech. I love it, guys. If anyone has anything to say about that, man, leave it in my comment section down below. DM me on different news platforms. I have Twitter, I have X as well, so check that out. I love you guys all. Stay free, and I'll see you all in the next one, man. Peace.